On today's edition of the Local Lap, we have race highlights of the 30th annual Larry Deachins Memorial from Wausau, Wisconsin. Bill Holland will take us in the groove, drag racing from Iowa, plus more. So stay tuned.
I'm Parker May, and I'm the driver of the number 3 Super Late Model, and your Local Lap starts now.
The Local Lap is brought to you by Tri-City National Banks. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit any of the 44 bank branches serving Southeast Wisconsin and let them help you with all of your banking needs. Visit tcnb.com. And by QPS Employment Group. Whether you're looking for work or looking for talent, QPS is your staffing solution. Visit us at qpsemployment.com. Now, your host of the Local Lap, Jim Tretow.
Welcome to the Local Lap, where the racers and fans stay connected. We're going to central Wisconsin right now with Bill Holland at the Shawano County Fairgrounds and the Shawano Speedway. Here's Bill Holland in the groove.
If you want to know about the 50-year history at Shawano Speedway, talk to the men writing it.
It's what we do on Saturday nights. We've been here for this is my 36th year. But I've been to a lot of different racetracks, and to be honest with you, there's people that have different comments on this or that, but overall, it's a pretty nice setup. It's a nice facility. The racetrack is always decent.
The people out here, the fans are great. We always get good crowds at the Speedway. The last years, people at the Speedway here have been doing an excellent job with the track. It's been smooth, it's been fun to race here, and the competition is good.
Here, second, even third-generation racers are not unusual.
My grandpa raced back in the early 60s. To be able to run at the Shawano Speedway, this is where I grew up. This is where I spent my childhood. To run here, run late models, win with late models, it means a lot. It's the Shawano Speedway. There ain't no better place in the world.
Northeastern Wisconsin is home to nearly all of these drivers. But Marshfield racer Chris Ortell hauls nearly 4 hours round trip to be a part of the Shawano tradition.
Yeah, it's pretty neat to be able to come out here and race against guys that have been racing here for a long, long time. And I get it. It's pretty neat to be able to come here and race at a track that my dad raced at, and a lot of other local heroes raced at.
Some of the great drivers in Shawano's history are still active. 7-time champion M.J. McBride has raced here for more than 40 years. 7-time champ Terry Anvelick is in his 36th year. But there's always something new, like an asphalt standout giving it a try on dirt.
I've been coming here off and on since I was pretty much born. J.J. Smith and Roger Regath and Pete and everybody racing here. I've been here on and off over the years, and I've seen a lot of races here, so it's cool to be able to race here.
We'll pick up the action with the fast track late models, designed to be a less expensive late model division.
The cars are identical. I could take my crate motor out of here and put a Wesell motor in there and it'd be the same race car. The biggest thing is the expense. The crate motor is a $5,000 motor. I've been running mine for 4 seasons now, been freshened a couple times. My total investment in that motor over the course of 4 or 5 years now is about $8,000.
Heat race winner Jeff Curtin is having a strong run in the feature when the 11 car goes up in smoke and Curtin's night is over. Up front, it's the 58 of A.J. Diemel, national fast track points champion a year ago, with Soda late model champ here in '09 also. Diemel, a third-generation racer, takes the feature win.
Yeah, we kind of started out racing here as a family, and every time we come back here and can run well and win, it definitely always means a lot to us. So we're hoping to get everything dialed up here for the show on Wednesday and see what we can do there.
We're going green with the Wesell sanctioned late models for 20 laps. Clean start, and watch the move by Todd Frank in the 21, coming from the second row to take the lead. They are flying down the backstretch, and Frank's trying to hold off 4-time Wesell late model track champion Troy Springborn in the 81 car. Todd Frank won his first feature here earlier this season. Can he make it 2 on the year? Frank has the lead. He's pulling away from Springborn. It's all Todd Frank, but we are under caution late in the race. It's Tim Rothy, the asphalt standout, going around in the 56. This will set up a restart with only 4 laps to go. Todd Frank leads us to green as the field flies down the front stretch. But look at the white 66 car. That's 2-time track champion Ron Berna coming on strong and making his move to get to the front. It's a battle for the lead with the laps winding down. Ron Berna and Todd Frank going for it, and it's the 66 car taking over the point. Ron Berna hasn't won a feature all season here, but that drought is over. The Green Bay racer is first to the flag at Shawano Speedway, winning the Wesell late model feature.
I shot her in low, and it stuck pretty good. You know, I maybe slid across Todd a little bit, but he come back underneath me and got me back, and then we just went in the next corner, the same thing, and I came out in the front. So, and there was only a few laps left, so all I had to do was just stay calm until it was done. But no, I mean, it's just sometimes you just got to try different things and hope that it works.
At Shawano Speedway, I'm Bill Holland in the groove on the local lap, where the racers and fans stay connected.
Welcome back. On occasion, we get to show you some pretty cool stuff here on the local lap. And in Cedar Falls, Iowa, a racetrack built in the 1960s and known since the 1980s as Cedar Falls Raceway has some really cool NHRA-sanctioned drag racing on their quarter mile. Here's Dean Strom with the highlights at that racetrack that you want to visit sometime real soon.
Burnouts. Burnouts. And more burnouts. Cedar Falls Raceway in Cedar Falls, Iowa, recently hosted their Outlaw Summer Street Drags. Every drag racing fan knows that before you go racing, you have to do your burnouts. Pro mod cars were part of the event. 2,000 horsepower are under the hood of this Camaro SS. Matt Bell stages his potent Mustang. This side-by-side duel is a virtual dead heat. Looks like it'll be Bell in the left lane at a 5.221 140-mile-per-hour run. Watch this in-car shot. The driver hardly moves his hands as this powerful machine quickly makes its run down the Cedar Falls Strip. Back to the Pro Mod cars, and this time they are side-by-side. These machines are radical, not only the paint, but the big blowers and the big soft rear tires. Green comes on the tree, and it's the right lane covering the 8th mile in 4.533 seconds, 146 miles per hour. Check out the wheel-standing Trans Am of Joe Rosnick. He's in the near lane, a small block Chevy under the hood. Joe drives it on the street 3 days a week in the summer. This is Chuck DeMaury Jr. in his 1967 Mustang Nostalgia Pro Street Car. It's a naturally aspirated big block Ford that makes 1,400 horsepower. It ran 7.40s all day long, much to the delight of his crew.
Thanks, Dean. Straight ahead, we're taking you to a race named after a very special racer. In the 1970s, in my opinion, was one of Wisconsin's finest. Stay tuned.
The local lap is brought to you by Plymouth Dirt Track, bringing you affordable family fun and entertainment. Racing starts 6 p.m. each and every Saturday evening. For upcoming events, visit our website at PlymouthDTR.com. Full Throttle Magazine, around Wisconsin's racing scene, giving it the coverage it deserves. Visit WapakaNow.com.
Come to the Wisconsin Rapids Balloon Rally and Music Fest, August 20th, 21st, and 22nd, featuring hot air balloons, live music, fireworks, and more, all to benefit Children's Miracle Network.
Every Monday night at 6, join racers and fans for the Racing Roundup Show, a comprehensive motorsports radio program aired weekly on RacingRoundup.net and on Milwaukee's ESPN radio affiliate 540 ESPN. The show features local drivers and covers NASCAR and the world of motorsports. Tune in to the Racing Roundup Show.
rear end was the weakest point, and the rear ends were breaking. The film strength that AMSOIL provides is what I needed. The AMSOIL rear end lubrication was keeping the metal apart. We accomplished big things with so little effort. Just changed the rear end lube to AMSOIL. Totally did it.
Welcome back to the local lap, where the racers and fans stay connected. To his contemporaries and race fans that saw him race, Larry Deachins was one of the brightest stars in Wisconsin short track racing. Let's head to Bill Holland, who's at State Park Speedway for the Larry Deachins Memorial Race.
In an age of great short track racers, Larry Deachins stood out among the very best. Known for his immaculate race cars, clean driving, and winning personality, Deachins was a champion on and off the racetrack.
His goal was to move up the ladder and come into NASCAR, and he had talked to me several times about that. And I'm sure that, you know, had he been able to do that, he would have been very successful at it, because he worked very hard at everything he done. He didn't give up. He put a lot of effort into it.
In the last 10 years I raced short tracks, I didn't keep any trophies. But I won, I don't know if I won Deachins Memorial 2 or 3 times. I kept those trophies. I didn't give them away. They mean to me a lot to me. I mean, we were personal friends, and anybody that knew him, it's pretty easy to say that enjoyed him and appreciated him and had a lot of respect for him.
I didn't get to race with Larry because I quit when he started, but people that raced with him, he had respect for other race car people, and he'd race you hard, but race them clean. And I know his personality, there was no bad words about anybody.
Nearly 3 decades after Larry Deachins' passing, State Park Speedway, his home track, is filled with fans and drivers honoring the Deachins life and legacy. The Deachins Memorial is always a special event in Central Wisconsin auto racing. This year, for the 30th running, the memorial returns to State Park Speedway, Larry Deachins' home track, where he won a feature in his very last race here back in the summer of 1981. Wausau's Lyle Nowak was a young late model driver that year. Racing in the memorial now for the first time in 7 years, Nowak recalls Larry Deachins' impact on his life after a devastating farm accident.
They removed my right hand in the hospital, and Larry comes in the room and he says, well, Lyle, we're going to get to work on that race car. We're going to do a lot of work with the front end geometry of your car. We're going to make that turn so good and so easy for you that ain't going to matter if you have one hand or not. You'll be able to race with these guys and you'll be able to beat them.
And the tradition now includes a 3rd generation.
It's amazing. It's a blast. It's an awesome time. And everyone comes out here to represent my grandpa. I'm trying to push it towards that I'm the next one coming up and leading my grandpa's name on now.
We'll pick up the racing action in the Super Stock feature. It's Mike Gwitt leading in the black 25 car. You'll see a 61 on his inside quarter panel honoring the late Jim Bach, another Central Wisconsin racing great who passed away only days before. It's Gwitt, whose father was on Larry Deachins' pit crew, trying to hold off a charging Lyle Nowak. Gwitt's on the inside with Nowak looking to make the pass on the high side. Coming to the white flag and contact. The 36 is around and in the front stretch wall. Lyle Nowak and Mike Gwitt both wanted this one badly, but it's not to be. The win goes to Greg Bach, carrying his late grandfather's number 61 into victory lane.
It means a lot to me to be able to race with that number on the car for this one time, and like I said, I've never had it on the car before, and it's really special to me to be able to not only race with 61 on the car, but to win a race with 61 on the car.
The late models are ready to rock for 105 laps. This crowd has filled the stands, even the new seating added this year. Appleton's Jim Duco sits on the pole and brings the field to green. The Larry Deachins Memorial is underway, and right away we've got a traffic jam back in the pack. It'll take a while for the dust to settle, but everyone keeps it going and we stay green. Up front, it's Duco trying to hold off defending Deacons Memorial champ Andrew Morrissey in the 39. Morrissey won last year when the race was held at Golden Sands Speedway and now leads at State Park. Farther back, side-by-side action. Burton Brown's 07, Mark Eswine in the 71. Chris Weinkauf's 99 in contact with Chris Wimmer. Sparks flying off the 52 car. This does not look good, but the sparks will go away, and Wimmer has the 52 back up to speed. Up front, trouble. Nathan Hosley in second, into Morrissey, and the top two go around. This will send both leaders to the back of the pack. Back to Green Flag Racing, and it's former NASCAR driver Tim Sauter in the 23 car in the lead. Chris Weinkauf runs second with Chris Wimmer in third, and Weinkauf has his eye on the prize. Weinkauf and Sauter side by side with Chris Weinkauf making the pass for the lead. Weinkauf won the opener and the Flip Merwin Memorial earlier this season at State Park. And the 99 now leads the Larry Deachins Memorial. Nathan Hosley is fighting back through the field. He'll make it up to second, but no one can touch Chris Weinkauf, taking the Deachins Memorial for the second time in Victory Lane, his first thoughts for the Wimmer family.
To put the pieces back together in just a few days and come out and host this race and on Larry's honor. I mean, you know, Larry meant so much to that family, and then to bring this racetrack here back together like it is and have this race, it's just, you know, got to move forward, and I think they knew that, and that's what made it so special, I think.
At State Park Speedway, I'm Bill Holland on the Local Lap, where the racers and fans stay connected.
This segment of the Local Lap is brought to you by Badger Kart Club. Affordable racing action for the entire family. Visit us at badgerkartclub.com.
We're now taking you to one of Jeff Wesell's stomping grounds, the Badger Kart Track in Dousman, Wisconsin.
For decades, Badger Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin has been home to the Badger Kart Club. Together, they offer one of the Midwest's finest karting facilities and give youngsters a chance to get behind the wheel.
Hi, it's Jeff Wesell from the Local Lap, and today we're at the Badger Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin for another round of the Championship Series for the kart racers. I'm joining Seth Johnson out of Heartland, driver of the 99 Animal Sportsman entry. Seth, you're having a great season so far. How have things been going for you?
Pretty good, and I've been going pretty fast with the red plate. I've been running 45s, 46s.
Seth, now why don't you tell us a little bit about your kart and who are your sponsors?
My sponsors are TW Metals and Tretow Construction. I also want to thank my grandma and grandpa and my mom and dad for all the help.
Well, we're with one of our kid kart drivers here at Badger Raceway, and I am joined by Sam Mayer. Sam, how are you today?
Good.
And you've been having a fun time so far today. How have things been going for you on the track?
Good. I've been winning every race, and one race I've been starting in the back, and I moved up to the front right away.
And you're out here, you race 4 times a day, correct?
Mm-hmm. 4 times a day.
And what's the best thing at the end of the day? What do you all get at the end of your last race?
Trophy.
And how many of those trophies do you have, Sam?
17.
17 trophies for Sam. Now, you started out in the kid cars having a great time running those. You're going to move up, of course, as you're getting older. What type of racing do you want to do as you get older?
IndyCar.
And what do you like about the Indy cars?
Because they're super fast and they are just big go-karts.
And then you also have a teammate, Sam, racing with Blake Bauman, who's running in another class. How is it having a teammate?
Good.
Are there things that he's able to help you with? Does he give you pointers or tell you things that you can do for your driving?
Hitting apexes.
And what, if you can explain to me, what does hitting your apex mean?
You'll get more momentum in the turn.
And why don't you tell me, can you tell me who are some of the people that help you out? Do you know?
My dad and my teammate's dad, Brian.
Blake's been, of course, running on the Yamaha YBX class. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your kart? I see you run a 2-cycle engine. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about this kart and chassis?
It's really fun for this class.
Why don't you tell me a little bit on track? You racing with other competitors out there. What are some of the things that you do to help you get to the front?
Pretty much going outside and hit my apexes.
Talk to me a little bit. Who are some of your favorite NASCAR drivers? Who are some of the guys that you watch?
Jeff Gordon.
I'm here with Carter Cass from C3 Racing. Carter, how you doing today?
Good.
And I see you've been out a few times racing. How is the day going for you?
Good.
And you got one more race coming up, and at the end of that race, you guys all get trophies. What do you think of that?
Good.
How many trophies do you have, Carter?
I think 29.
Now joining us on the local lap is Connor Cass, teammate to Carter Cass of C3 Racing. Connor, how are you doing today, and how is the day going so far?
Good.
Now your brother and teammate runs the kid kart class. You're running a different class. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your kart and what class you run here?
Well, I run Yamaha YBX. It's sort of like a class where the younger and less experienced kids go, and then the class you jump up to is a 4-hole can instead of a 3-hole can, which I have.
And Connor, how long have you been racing?
I started when I was 6, which is 2 years because now I'm 8.
You can check out the great family atmosphere at Badger Raceway most Sundays. They're located in Dousman, Wisconsin, just off of Highway 67 and 18. Grandstand admission is free. Learn more about both the Badger Raceway and Badger Kart Club at badgerkartclub.com.
We encourage you to visit our website, thelocallap.com, for links to racetracks near your area and for more racing highlights. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Local Lap, where the racers and fans stay connected. In short track racing, it's a pretty big risk to make big changes, but it's been a big hit with the fans when 141 Speedway in Francis Creek, Wisconsin went from a paved track to a dirt track. Let's take a look at the action of the Wisconsin Dirt Late Model Racers at 141 Speedway in this edition's The Local Lap Extra.
Round 2 of the Wisconsin Dirt Late Model Association 3-race series at 141 Speedway is a big challenge for a young driver.
Come into a track and you got Terry Amblink, Nick Amblink, Russ Scheffler, Rick Scheffler, Tim Bueller, Pete Parker, Paul Parker. I mean, it's just tough coming here knowing that you're racing against all those guys and that you're trying to beat them and try to get into the feature.
Sitting in lineup, and I can remember going there watching Springborn, Amblinks, and Parkers. Here I am sitting in a car racing against them, sometimes actually being pretty competitive with them. We finished 3rd in WDLMA points last year, and it's just like, last year we couldn't do nothing wrong. This year we struggled just a little bit, but I think we're getting to start back on track again.
No one has a home track advantage here at 141 Speedway. This is only the second time late models have been here, and it's a mix of drivers from different areas, young racers, veterans, and cars with different rules packages.
I mean, we can have such a good mix of different cars, different motor combinations, and if we can draw over 20 to 30 cars, I mean that's an awesome show for a local weekend deal. And guys keep supporting it with the stuff that they have, and we're all kind of on an even playing field the way the rules are worked out.
Milwaukee veteran Ted Dolan in the 21 starts on the pole and brings the field to green. But there's some tough customers right behind the leader. And we're under caution early. Nick Anvelink and former Wisconsin Badger football player Nick Koshard in the 18 involved. Back to green flag racing and the 52 of Ron Bombers in the middle of heavy traffic. This is the Northeastern Wisconsin veteran's first race in 3 years, and he'll bring the 52 car home in 10th. Up front, Terry Anvelink in the 32s taking the lead from Dolan. And caution again as Plymouth track champion Craig Scheffner's gone around. Behind the leader, this is the battle for second place. It's the Hall of Famer Pete Parker in the 10 car taking the spot from Dolan, with Russ Scheffler in the 74 and Brad J.J. Miller in the 89 right behind. But up front, this one is all Terry Anvelink. The 7-time Shawano Speedway champion is right at home here at 141 Speedway.
We've run half-mile tracks forever because that's all we had in the area. But I mean, when Seymour switched over to the small oval there, I mean, it's a pleasure to run there. And both of these tracks have been really good shape. We raced last Sunday over there, but I mean, this track here from the first time we come until now is like 300% better. I mean, they did a wonderful job on this thing.
At 141 Speedway, I'm Bill Holland with your Local Lap Extra.
We've reached the tail end of this edition of the Local Lap, but we encourage you to visit our website for more info about our show and for more racing highlights. Check out thelocallap.com. I'm Jim Tretow. Thanks for watching The Local Lap, where the racers and fans stay connected.
Promotional consideration has been provided by Big Game Tree Stands, Scottfield Builders, and by Ray Graphics. Post-production facilities for the local lap are provided by Caveman Productions.